Is the Deep End Broadcasting Network.
Ford, a three-time 20-goal scorer, goes to the net. Right down the slot, it's Vince Dunn, and he scores. Going back to last season, Pasternak. Now it's 61 goals. In his last 83 games as his one-timer finds the back of the net. Through center and on the go. Ovechkin has it in neutral towards the empty cage. He scores again. Alex Ovechkin one closer to 800. Lose the draw. Now it's a 3-on-2 for the Stars. Lindell carries up across ice. Landry, and they score! Glendening went to the net, redirects it. A short-handed goal makes it 4-1 Dallas. That will not make the coach happy.
What the puck is going on?
This is What the Puck is Going On. It is February the 8th, 2023, Wednesday midweek. Hope everyone's week is going okay. And this is our look here at the Deep End Broadcasting Network at the National Hockey League, broadcasting from the shorelines of Virginia Beach, Virginia, the United States of America. Okay, 2 games on the slate for tonight. Nothing crazy, so this will be a short show, but we have the Vancouver Canucks at the New York Rangers. The Rangers a minus 240 favorite. The comeback is plus 195 for the Canucks. Over under is 6.5. Even juice on this game. And the other game, we'll just go ahead and mention that now, is a good one. Minnesota Wild. Right now, I see plus 126, plus 125, plus 130 across the board. They are at the Dallas Stars, who are a minus 152 favorite. 5.5 to total is juiced to the over. Okay, so a couple games to look at here, and we'll go through the injuries. League-wide, the one thing to note is that Jack Hughes for the Devils is now listed as day-to-day, so keep an eye on him as far as the Devil games go coming up. Team-wise, and we'll start with New York and Vancouver, since that will be our first game. We'll look at the injuries right off the bat here. Let me get to the teams. Good night last night in the National Hockey League as well. Some competitive games. Kraken had a tough road at the Islanders for sure. So the Islanders won 2 games in a row right off the break. And how about Tampa Bay? 3 goals in the first period, nothing after that, and losing to San Jose there in overtime. Okay, Islanders injuries are this. We talked about it yesterday. Romanov, Wahlstrom, both of those players out. Romanov is day-to-day. Wahlstrom is out for a few weeks for sure, at least a month, maybe 6 weeks with a lower body injury. Cal Clutterbuck is going to be out for the month as well for the Islanders. For the Canucks, they are banged up. But these are all injuries that have happened at least a few days ago. But Will Lockwood and Ilya Mikheyev and Thatcher Demko, all players recently injured there for the Canucks. The Canucks have been giving up. Well, you know, if you didn't know this, the Canucks play a lot of high-scoring first periods. So keep an eye on that number. I know there's one stat out there as well where they are in Canuck games, 25-1 goals in the first 10 minutes. There is a goal either by Vancouver or their opponent. So pay attention to that. If we go to the standings real quick here for the Rangers and the Canucks in the Metro, the Rangers do sit in third place with 64 points, and they're comfortable in that spot. Washington trails them by 4 points anyway. Pittsburgh and the Islanders both 7 points behind the Rangers, and they trailed the Devils themselves, who are in second place, by 6 points. Not too much to overcome. That's something the Rangers can make a run at least second place here in the Metro. 12 points out of first place, maybe too much for them, but anything can happen really if you get on a tear. A minus 29 goal differential for Vancouver. They've given up 198 goals on the year. They've scored 169, so they are a flat over team for sure. 10-13-3 on the road, and just 3-6-1 and their last 10 overall. If we go back to the Rangers, they come in here with a plus 29 goal differential, and they don't allow any goals themselves. So they've only given up 133 on the season while scoring 162. So this angle tells you probably want to take the Rangers. They have played a game already, right? So this isn't going to fall into our trend of teams that haven't played yet playing against teams who have played, which it seems to be, I think 3-1 is what we got so far on that. 2-1. They just started playing Monday. So 2-1 is that stat. Tampa Bay with the 3-1 lead blows that stat. Otherwise, that'd be 3-0. Yes, the Rangers beat the Flames on Monday night in that 5-4 exciting game there. And if I go back to the scoreboard here, let's see. The Canucks, they lost, right, on Monday. So they played already. And they lost to, yes, the Devils, same score, 5-4. That game actually goes to overtime, but an over game there, as we mentioned before. The Tuesday night slate, if I can just pause real quick, all the games were fairly good. Let's see. Golden Knights with a big win. Islanders, we talked about them. The Oilers come up big in Detroit with a win there. The Sharks beat the Lightning. We discussed that. And the Penguins with the overtime winner 2-1 over the Avalanche. Ducks 3-2 winners at Chicago as well. Since I'm just cruising past that, I think I'll go ahead and recap you a little bit. Everyone can read the newspaper, can look up scores. But if you're driving around, you may not know. So we'll keep you updated as we do the show now every Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Rangers and Canucks. Goalies listed. Let's see if we have those out. Shesterkin did not play last night, so we expect him to play tonight, and he will. And Igor Shesterkin is in net for the Rangers. Spencer Martin, the goalie for the Canucks. If you look at Ranger goals, and I think that's the right angle to take in this game, you're not going to trust Vancouver to score against a good goalie there. But over 3.5 at -142 for the Rangers. It looks like a pretty good price if you want to go that route. If you think the Rangers just straight up win at home, then you might want to take the 60-minute money line there. You're looking at -150 on that. So I think either one of those is a good play, over 3.5 for the Rangers, or the straight 60-minute money line, no overtime, -150. I don't think you can put any trust into the Canucks, to be honest. So we'll go ahead and leave that alone. If you want a 60-minute margin of victory to win by 3 or more goals, is just +175 in that bracket of being able to win by 1, 2, or 3 or more goals. So that's not going to be the greatest price in the world. We actually take just take the team goals. I think is the better maneuver. Igor Shesterkin does not have a shutout listed, or Spencer Martin does. So maybe they are saying Vancouver might be finding it hard to get any kind of goals on the board at Madison Square Gardens tonight. So I think just that's the flat play. Take the Rangers over 3.5 goals, or the money line, 60-minute no push. Call it a day there. Good game in Dallas. 8:30 is the puck drop. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, Dallas -152, over under 5.5 with the Wild. Dallas injuries, 2 notes. Just updated today, Joel Kuvaranta will be out at least a week. That left winger with a lower body injury. So that's the only injury to note for them. And Jonas Brodin, also updated today, is going to be out just a couple days, potentially with the lower body for the Wild. So both of these teams coming in pretty healthy. Let's see if we can get a head-to-head of what these guys have done this year. If I can get that to pop up real quick. I don't have the recent matchups, but I do have the others. That was a weird audio coming through here. Let's see. Last 5 out anyway. The Wild are 2-3, and same with the Stars, 2-3. So both of these teams not coming in too hot off of the break. With the games right before the All-Star break. So this is a good one. The Wild just don't allow goals. I think this is more of an under game, to be honest. I think you're going to see the true grit of the Stars and the Wild. Under 5.5 is going to be too cheap. I think if you want to play it safe and you want to play an under, I think you can go up to under 6 at -135 and an alternate total goal. If you really want to, well, 3-3 will bust you out, but if you want to buy a whole goal, -170, you can get under 6.5 with Minnesota and Dallas. I could see this being a 4-2 game for sure, but I think it's more likely a 3-2 or a 2-2. It goes to overtime, or even a 2-1 game potentially. But I would want to buy that extra goal. Dallas does score goals. Minnesota themselves, more of a defensive team, but Dallas has scored 176 goals on the year, just yielding 135. Minnesota just giving up 141 goals. So that is, that is a division full of teams that don't give up goals. So Minnesota and Dallas, two of the better teams defensively for sure. Minnesota has only scored 153 goals, so scoring is a little bit of an issue for them. That's right about middle of the pack, and they are a +12 goal differential. Minnesota's been playing good, except that kind of last little streak there, 5-4-1 now in their last 10. Dallas 4-2-4 in their last 10. They both did win their last time out. Dallas that overtime winner against Anaheim on Monday, where Anaheim rallied from 2 goals down. I just think this is more of a classic central defensive game, and it's going to go under the total. So I think those are your best 2 plays if you're going to look at playing some hockey tonight. Take under in the Dallas Stars Minnesota Wild game. Gustafsson and Ottinger for Dallas are the goalies listed. So under 2 good goalies here, Philip Gustafsson for Minnesota and Jake Ottinger for Dallas. 2 good goalies will take the under in this game. And then I think you just rely on the Rangers to win. I think they could get to 3.5 goals, make it easy on themselves since Vancouver can be explosive and score goals themselves. Just rely on the fact that the Rangers can get 3.5 on their own. So that will be the picks for tonight. 3.5 goals for over the Rangers and under in the Dallas game. We'll get Nephew Dave back in here tomorrow night. He'll handle the duties. But that's it. We'll do a quick in and out here on the show for hockey on our network. What the puck is going on. All right, everyone have a good night. Tune in at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for the new show we have on Major League Rugby, Initiate the Contact. Amongst the guests, Alex Deagle from the Rugby Network. We will break down the Eastern Conference. All right, I'm Stephen Murray. Good luck on your tickets. Have a good night.